Before anything else begins, before the noise of the world reaches you, before the notifications, the responsibilities, the expectations, I want you to pause for a moment. Not as another task to complete, not as something you rush through just to move on, but as something real, something intentional, something that actually matters. Because the truth is, most people never truly stop. They wake up already overwhelmed, already thinking, already carrying the weight of everything waiting for them. Their mind starts running before their body even moves. And maybe that's you right now. Maybe your thoughts are already ahead of you, racing through everything you need to do, everything you didn't finish, everything you're unsure about. And before your feet even touch the ground, you already feel behind. That quiet pressure, that feeling that you should be doing more, that you should already have everything figured out, it builds so quickly. And without even realizing it, you start your day from a place of tension instead of peace. But right here, in this moment, nothing is chasing you. Nothing is demanding anything from you right now. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to solve your entire life before this day even begins. You don't need to carry the weight of tomorrow, today. You just need to be here, breathing slowly, present fully, aware gently. Because this moment, this exact moment, is where your life is actually happening. Not in the future you keep thinking about, not in the problems you keep trying to solve, but right here. And every breath you take right now is a reminder that you are still here for a reason. You are not here by accident. This day is not random. Even if it feels ordinary, even if it feels slow, even if it feels like nothing is changing, something is happening. Not always around you, but within you. Because God does his deepest work in silence. While you are waiting, he is shaping. While you feel stuck, he is preparing. While you feel uncertain, he is positioning you for something you cannot yet see. And the reason it feels uncomfortable is because growth always does. It stretches you. It slows you down. It forces you to trust when you would rather understand. So instead of rushing forward, trying to control everything, trying to figure everything out all at once, what if you paused? What if you allowed yourself, just for a moment, to trust that something is already unfolding? What if you stopped measuring your life by speed and started trusting timing? Because not everything is meant to happen quickly. Some things need time to grow. Some things need time to align. And some things require you to become someone new before they arrive. So instead of focusing on what is missing, shift your attention. Look at what is already here. You are alive. You are breathing. You have another chance today. And that alone is not small. It is everything. Because gratitude, real gratitude, changes the way you experience your life. It doesn't remove your challenges, but it changes how heavy they feel. It softens the pressure. It calms the noise. It brings you back to what is real. So right now, quietly, without forcing anything, just say it in your heart. Thank you. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are still here, still breathing, still moving forward, and not alone. And that is enough for this moment. And maybe, if you're honest with yourself, the hardest part of your day isn't what's happening around you. It's what's happening inside you. The constant thinking, the endless analyzing, the quiet questions that never seem to stop. What if this goes wrong? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I'm not doing enough? What if I'm falling behind? That voice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, but it's always there. And over time, it becomes exhausting. Because you're not just living your life. You're trying to control it, trying to predict what hasn't happened, trying to protect yourself from things that don't even exist yet, trying to solve tomorrow before today has even begun. And the more you try, the heavier it feels. Because deep down, you already know. You were never meant to carry that. You were never meant to hold every outcome in your hands. You were never meant to control every direction, every result, every detail. Because control is not where peace lives. Peace lives in trust. Real trust. The kind of trust that doesn't need full understanding. The kind of trust that doesn't require perfect clarity. The kind of trust that simply says, I don't understand everything, but I believe I am being guided. And right now, you have a choice. You can keep holding everything. Keep overthinking. Keep trying to manage every possible outcome. Or you can release it. Not because it's easy, but because you're tired of carrying something that was never yours to carry. Think about what you've been holding on to. That situation, that fear, that pressure. You replay it again and again, trying to control it, trying to fix it. But what if you're not meant to fix it? What if you're meant to trust through it? Because the truth is, God is already ahead of you. The thing you're worried about right now, the moment you're afraid of, the outcome you're trying to control, He is already there, already working, already arranging, already preparing something you cannot yet see. So why are you carrying something that has already been placed in His hands? This is where everything changes. Not when your situation changes, but when your perspective does. Because peace doesn't come from knowing what will happen. It comes from trusting who is in control. So right now, take that weight, that pressure, that fear, and let it go. Not later, not when things improve. Now, say it quietly, even if it feels small. God, I trust you. Even if your voice feels uncertain, even if your faith feels fragile. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Because that moment, that decision, is where peace begins. And as you begin to let go, even just a little, something inside you starts to shift. Not all at once, not in a dramatic way, but slowly. The tension in your chest begins to loosen. The noise in your mind becomes a little quieter. The pressure you've been carrying starts to feel lighter. Not because everything is fixed, but because you are no longer trying to carry everything alone. And that is where real strength begins. Not in control, but in surrender. Because surrender is not weakness. It's not giving up. It's trust. It's the quiet decision to say, I don't need to control everything to feel okay. And when you start living from that place, everything changes. You stop rushing through your life. You stop forcing things to happen. You stop trying to make everything perfect before you move forward. Instead, you begin to move differently. You move with awareness. You move with intention. You move with a calm that doesn't depend on everything going your way. And even if things are still unclear, even if the answers haven't come yet, even if the path still feels uncertain, you are no longer panicking. Because you understand something deeper now. Not knowing everything does not mean you are lost. It means you are in the process. And the process is where everything important happens. This is where your patience is built. This is where your strength is formed. This is where your faith becomes real, not just words. So don't rush this part. Don't try to escape it. Don't try to skip ahead just because it feels uncomfortable. Because what is being built inside you right now is preparing you for what's ahead. A stronger mindset, a calmer heart, a deeper trust, a more grounded version of yourself. And one day, you will look back at this moment and realize something powerful. You were never stuck. You were being shaped. Everything you felt, everything you went through, every moment of waiting had a purpose, and it brought you exactly where you needed to be. So as you move forward into this day, carry this with you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be right now, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it doesn't look the way you expected, because your life is not being rushed. It is being carefully written. Every delay has a purpose. Every closed door has protection in it. Every moment of waiting is shaping something deeper inside of you. So instead of resisting it, trust it. Instead of fighting it, walk through it, one step at a time, with a calm mind, with a steady heart, with quiet confidence. Because you are not walking alone, not in your thoughts, not in your decisions, not in your struggles. God is with you in every moment. In the quiet moments when nothing seems to be happening, He is there. In the busy moments when everything feels overwhelming, He is there. In the uncertain moments when you don't know what to do next, He is there, guiding you, protecting you, leading you, even when you cannot see it. So take a breath, slowly, deeply, and move forward. Not with fear, not with pressure, not with the need to control everything, but with peace. Because you already have what you need for this moment. You don't need to solve tomorrow today. You don't need to carry the weight of the future. You just need enough strength for this step. And that is enough. So walk into this day with confidence. Walk into this day with calm. Walk into this day knowing you are held, you are guided, you are never alone. And whatever comes next, you will meet it with peace. And before you move on, before you get pulled back into the noise of the day, I want you to stay here for just a little longer. Not because you have nothing to do, but because this moment, this stillness, is something most people lose too quickly. We rush. We react. We move from one thing to another, without ever truly grounding ourselves. And then we wonder why everything feels heavy. But right now, you are not in that rush. Right now, you are aware. And that awareness is powerful because it gives you something most people don't have: the ability to choose how you walk into this day. Not reactively, not emotionally driven, not controlled by pressure, but intentionally. And that changes everything. Because your life is not just shaped by what happens to you. It is shaped by how you respond to it. And most of the time, it's not the situation itself that creates the stress. It's the way your mind holds on to it. It's the way you replay it, overthink it, attach meaning to it. And suddenly, something small becomes overwhelming. But what if today, you approach things differently? What if instead of reacting immediately, you paused? Just for a second. Before you respond, before you assume, before you let your emotions take over, you breathe. And in that breath, you remember, I am not alone in this moment. Because that simple awareness changes your reaction. It softens your words. It calms your thoughts. It gives you space between what happens and how you respond. And that space is where peace lives. Because without that space, everything becomes automatic. Stress becomes your default. Fear becomes your reaction. Pressure becomes your normal. But with awareness, you interrupt that pattern. You choose differently. You think differently. You move differently. And slowly, your entire day begins to shift. Not because everything around you is perfect, but because something inside you is steady. And that steadiness is what carries you through anything. So as you go through your day, remember this. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every feeling deserves your reaction. Not every situation deserves your energy. You don't have to engage with everything that comes your way. You can let things pass. You can observe without reacting. You can stay grounded, even when things around you are chaotic. Because peace is not found in controlling your environment. It is found in mastering your response to it. And that takes practice. It takes awareness. It takes intention. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Because you start to realize something important. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the stress you feel. You are the one who notices them. And that means you have the power to choose what you hold on to and what you release. So today, be mindful of what you carry. Not just physically, but mentally. Because the weight you feel is often not from your responsibilities. It's from the thoughts attached to them. The pressure, the fear, the expectation. And when you release those, everything becomes lighter. Not easier, but lighter. And that difference is everything. So as situations come, and they will, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I don't need to react immediately. I don't need to carry everything. I don't need to lose my peace over this. Because peace is something you protect. It's something you choose. And the more you protect it, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it becomes, the less anything can shake you. Because your peace is no longer dependent on what happens. It is rooted in something deeper, something stable, something unshakable. And that is where true strength comes from. Not from controlling everything, but from remaining steady, no matter what happens. And as this day continues, and you move from one moment to another, there will be times where you forget this. There will be moments where you feel pulled back into stress, into worry, into overthinking. That's normal. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to come back. Come back to your breath. Come back to this awareness. Come back to this truth. That you are guided. That you are supported. That you are not walking through this day alone. And every time you return to that awareness, you reset. You realign. You regain your peace. And that's all you need. Not perfection. Not control. Just awareness and the willingness to come back to it. Again and again and again. So don't rush through this day trying to get to the end of it. Don't live only for the next moment, the next result, the next outcome. Be here, in this step, in this breath, in this moment. Because this moment is your life. And the more present you are in it, the more peaceful it becomes. So move forward now, slowly, intentionally, with a calm mind, a steady heart, and a quiet confidence that no matter what happens today, you will handle it, you will face it, you will move through it with peace, because you are not alone. You are guided, you are supported, and that is more than enough.